Hello there, Capricorn. Michelle B here. I've got some messages for you. Let's go ahead and get started. If these messages don't resonate with you, though, make sure and check out your rising moon, Venus or Mars, on my videos or any other tarot readers. You can check out your sun sign if that's what it is, Capricorn, whatever Capricorn you have, and on many other tarot readers on YouTube. So first of all, let's check to see if the main message resonates with you, and that is like the Page of Wands is here saying, I want something. There's something that I want, and it's like a new beginning, a new start. I want to be a person who does what I'm passionate about. And I'm not just talking about the actions that you take in the sphere of creativity, in work, career, whatever project you're working on. I'm also talking about love. I'm a person that goes out and gets love. I'm a person that starts love. I'm a person that takes initiative. You want to do that. However, there's this pull from, I guess it's like a subconscious realm where somebody's telling you that you should just be satisfied with what you have. You should stick with what it is that you're doing. The nine of Cups would be the satisfaction, but not quite complete, right? And then the Four of Cups is, well, what are you so ungrateful for? You already have 4 cups, and more gifts are being presented to you constantly. They're in the reverse though, so there's this like internal struggle that's happening where you're like, I should be grateful for what I have. I should be satisfied with the place that I'm at. Why should I go out and make changes to something that's already perfectly good? You know why you need to make changes to things that are already perfectly good? It's because the desire for new experiences, the desire to create and accumulate, is a natural human tendency that keeps us alive, that keeps us driven, that keeps us going day after day. That's why you have it. So there's nothing bad about you desiring. It is good to be grateful for what you already have, but that doesn't mean your innate desire to strive for more, to create more, or to just recycle what you already have and move on to something else. That is a normal human experience, and it's when you stop desiring to experience new things, to create new things, to meet new people. That's when you're done, right? I've seen it happen. I saw it happen with my father. He was always curious until he wasn't curious anymore. So that is a good thing. So this is the topic that we're going to be talking about for the rest of the reading. However brief I try to keep it. The internal landscape that I have going on is these are the 2 most confused cards of the tarot. The moon, being a major arcana, is like, I don't know what's real and what's not real. The 9 of Swords is, I've got this mental, logical block to getting to making a decision, to coming to a conclusion. I can't really come to a clear way to handle this situation. And I can see what I love about this character in the 9 of Swords and all of the depictions of it is that it's like it's in the middle of the night and the thoughts are just churning and churning and churning in the middle of the night when you're just alone with yourself and you're supposed to be sleeping. I'm trying to sleep, but I keep thinking about the things that worry me. What I love about it is it's just a simple matter of, instead of being inside your head, go like this, put your hands together in prayer and say, I'm ready for peace. I'm ready to rest so that I can get those spiritual downloads that I can't think up with my logical mind. The swords represent the logic, and that logic is not the way to solve your problems. The logical way is not the way. The heart will solve your problems. The heart tells the logic how to, the logic is about going forward once you've already made a heart-centered decision. You use the logic to go forward. Your heart will tell you the action to take, and then you use your logic to do the action. So I'm not putting down logical thought by any means. We need it. But there's a place for logical thought. And then this is the part where with the Page of Wands, there's this thing that you're excited about, whether that be pursuing a romantic interest or pursuing some kind of new career, working on some kind of project that lights you up inside. All these single wands are that spark, that excitement, that passion. So we got the Page, which is the presentation of something new and exciting. And we've got the Wands, which is like the steam to push you for, I'm sorry, the Wands, the Knight of Wands, which is the steam that pushes you forward, that takes you where you need to go. And you have the King of Wands here being the ultimate plan. What it is that you, having an entire, it's like you can see the entire thing playing out in your imagination. And the King is like, he's the master of how to put it all together. So you've got all those things. You've got the excitement, the youthful excitement about getting started. You've got the Knight that is like the passion to drive you on your journey. And you've got the King, which is the master seeing it all play out. So you've got all that there, but the only thing that's holding you back is you can't figure out why, you can't figure out a logical reason for you to want it. But this isn't a thing that's about logic. It's about the heart. It's not this, it's this. Okay, so let's go to the advice that the tarot has for you, Capricorn. There's a couple of things that's going on. And I looked at it for a second, the cards that I already pulled out for it. I looked at it for a second, then I thought, you know what? I'm going to wait and just go through each card and see what comes out of my mouth as I'm going. Otherwise known as bullshitting, but there might be some seeds of some actual stuff in here for you. I can hear you criticizing me, Capricorn. 8 of Wands in reverse. It's saying that don't just act willy-nilly. Don't just jump into the first idea that pops into your head. I think your logical mind is trying to put everything together quickly. And it's like, well, the logical thing to do is do this, but that's going to spin your wheels. Whereas if you're patient and you detach emotionally from the thing that you want to pursue, a heart-centered action step is going to come in that is antithetical to the logic. All right. So it's saying, be patient. Don't just jump in with the first logical pathway that you think. It's like, I want to be somebody, for example, I want to be someone that treats people, like holistically treats people for illnesses. And your first logical thing that comes into your mind is, well, I've got to go to naturopathy school, right? But then if you're patient and you sit back and it's like, actually, I don't need to do that to take care of people. I can just teach them meditation. So there's easier ways and more direct ways. That the 8 of Wands is all about the most direct path. There are more direct pathways to getting what you want, to meeting the person that you want to meet. There's like, you could go through and make a whole dating profile when really your companion, your future companion, could be somebody that's living in your apartment building, someone you cross paths with at work every day. So, in your regular interactions. So there's more direct paths to what it is that you want. And so wait a second and think, what's the easiest, fastest way for me to do that? And that might mean slowing down just a little bit. Okay. The eight of we got several 8s here. The 8 of Pentacles is here, and it's all about focusing on your own physical well-being and showing up to your regular responsibilities, being consistent about your regular responsibilities. It's saying don't bail out on. That's not something we usually have to worry about with Capricorns, but they can neglect their physical health sometimes. So I am seeing being in a routine when it comes to your physical health, exercising, sleeping well, and eating healthy foods. This is the foundation for everything that's good in your life. Yeah, the springboard for everything that's wonderful and good in your life is taking really good care of your health. You can hear your heart sing when you're healthy and strong. When you're drinking too much, not sleeping enough, eating junk food, and being too sedentary, your cognitive abilities will be dulled, and you won't have any drive, you won't have any excitement, you won't have any passion. Avoid conflict. For those of you who this resonates with, I'm seeing two things that are interfering with your peak performance, your peak ability to intuit what your next step is, and that is interpersonal conflict happening in your relationships, and not taking great care of your health. So these are two things that distract you from being at your best, so that you can, go forward. So what is it? What's up with these conflicts? We know that there are ways to make those conflicts a little bit less of a problem. You can avoid the people that are creating conflicts, and you can find out what it is that's going to placate those conflicts and keep them from being, growing out of control. I'm going to pull a card for this real quick, for that 5 of Wands. For those of you who are dealing with interpersonal conflicts regarding, your mundane relationships. I'm not necessarily talking about people that are in conflicts with their significant other, even though that could be the case. Like, if you don't get along, you don't get along. And there's something more. If there's something more, I do hear that there are a few of you who are experiencing conflict with your partner. Okay, there are a few of you that are experiencing conflict with your partner, which is making you say, I should be more grateful for the partner that I have. I shouldn't be so picky about the way that I want them to treat me and how I want to have this relationship. I should be just happy with, but there's something more that I want, right? So I do hear that that's something that's going on. Okay, if that's the case, you want more, then just do it. My brain is really, really slow to put words together this morning, so thank you for your patience with me. Life is too short to be in unsatisfying relationships. Either it's working or it's not, honey. All right? So just go ahead and go forward. But it's saying don't rush. Go ahead and go forward, but don't rush. Take good care of your health, and your heart will tell you the next step to take. There was one time that I was in this 9 of Swords position when I was living with a at the time partner, and I knew that I needed to leave. I knew I needed to move out. And I had one of those dark night of the soul moments where I was doing a prayer and, pleading in the middle of the night, please, universe, help me. Because I couldn't logically wrap my mind around what to do. And the next morning, I heard the voice just like, just sleep, just be at peace. The next morning, I had the download that I should make a particular phone call, and I did, and it turned out there was an apartment available for me. Just like that. I didn't even have to pay a deposit for it. So miracles can happen if you turn to your heart and say, I need help. But as far as interpersonal, 9 of Pentacles came up with these. When we're looking at this, 9 of Pentacles in reverse came up twice. And this is regarding interpersonal conflicts, that not talking about relationships with significant others. I'm talking about family and work environments where you can't think clearly because you're under stress. We can't, when we've got the cortisol running through our heads because we're under stress, we can't think clearly about our next steps forward. 9 of Pentacles coming up in reverse. It's like, this is not the place for you. The role that you're playing in these relationships that have a lot of conflict is not the ideal. And you're saying to yourself, how do I get out of that situation where it's not the right position for me to be in? You might be playing the role of the adult, the decision maker, the person. Like, I feel like you got to release a lot of control. Like, there's a part of you that wants to like move the pieces around of the people that you love. Like, I want you to do this and I want you to do that. And it's like control, right? And they're fighting back. Don't tell us what to do. We don't like what you're telling us to do. And you're like, but I want to like control all these things. And, I think like for a lot of you, taking some steps back and surrendering and letting people work things out for themselves is going to release a lot of stress from your life so that you can think more clearly about what you want going forward. I'm hearing that for sure, that there's a situation where there's way too much control on your part. And you don't want that control. You don't want to be having to tell other people what to do all the time. It's too much work. It's not helping you, and it's making them fight against you. Wow. That was a pretty good reading. Real quick, I'm going to, not this one. Wholeness cards from the Salvage Sawhorse. Affirmations going forward. I set healthy boundaries, and I feel like that's really, really important for those of you who are dealing with a relationship with a significant other that you're trying to become free from. You're like, okay, it's time for me to just move on. And that's setting that boundary and being like, I'm just not going to do this. I'm not going to participate in this relationship anymore. As much as I love you, I don't have to participate in it if I don't want to. Okay. And then regarding when the people that you care about, in like your coworkers and children and cousins and parents and best friends, when they're coming to you and saying, I'm having all these problems, why aren't you helping me? You're like, you know what? I gotta do me. I gotta do me right now. And I know that you're gonna work that out. This is my boundary. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna participate in the relationship in the same context that I always have. I'm gonna do things differently. And it's about having boundaries with yourself, to protect yourself, and to protect your time, to protect your peace of mind. Everyone will get used to your new boundaries. You're gonna have new boundaries. I like that. All right, Capricorn, this is where I leave off. I'll be back with you here in a couple weeks, and you take care. Talk to you later.